historic window of opportunity has opened for Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, Turkey, and the Western Balkans. On 8th of November, the European Commission unveiled its much-anticipated 2023 enlargement report. Its in-depth assessment of these candidate countries' progress towards EU membership forms the basis for recommendations on the future of enlargement and, by extension, the future of Europe. And there is some good news for Ukraine and Moldova in particular. Starting with the question of Ukraine's accession to the EU in the context of continuing Russian aggression. In its package, Brussels provides essential support for Ukraine, not only by recognizing the progress made by Kiev on democratic reforms, but above all, by recommending the opening of accession negotiations. By opening the way to EU membership, this decision represents a beacon of hope for Ukraine and provides it with unwavering support for its sovereignty and stability. Jointly with Ukraine, Moldova also received a green light for accession talks. Of the 9 steps imposed on Moldova by the European Commission, the country has complied with 6, but still has to work on the de-oligarchization of its economy and its political and public life, the fight against corruption at all levels, and the reform of its judicial system. One of the most difficult decisions for the European Commission was whether to open accession negotiations with Bosnia and Herzegovina and whether to grant candidate status to Georgia. The Commission recommends granting candidate status to Georgia, provided it takes a number of steps to align itself with the EU standards. According to the report, Tbilisi still needs to work on major issues such as deep political polarization, judicial reform, the rule of law, foreign policy alignment, and media freedom. Bosnia-Herzegovina must also continue with its homework before it can begin accession talks. The Commission deplores the fact that the positive momentum that followed the granting of candidate status in December last year has been followed by limited progress. The report continues to examine the varying degrees of progress made by the countries of the Western Balkans. Montenegro and North Macedonia are struggling with political polarization and the rule of law, while Albania faces challenges in its fight against corruption and organized crime. Serbia's progress is, among others, hampered by the need to normalize relations with Kosovo, while Kosovo is encountering obstacles in the area of judicial reform. Finally, Turkey, a candidate country since 2005, continues to distance itself from the EU. The decision now rests with the EU Council, which is responsible for shaping the text chapters in the history of the European family. They will have to bear in mind that EU enlargement is not a unilateral affair. It is a mutually beneficial process that serves the political, economic and security interests of both the EU and the candidate countries. It underlies the European vision of unity, shared values and the conviction that a stronger, more united Europe is better equipped to face global challenges.